The second part will be the shading. So we're just going to use an ebony pencil for the dark areas. For the eyes, you want that very dark. So I'll shade in the eyes. I'll shade in the nose. Very black, keep it simple. Shade in the muzzle, inside the mouth, and the markings outside the mouth, keep it very simple. Around the ear, put some dark areas here. Now that's the dark on the wolf that I can see. I'm going to go into the foreground of the first row of trees and really take the side of my pencil like this and really mass in that silhouette of trees. So the ebony pencil pretty much does all the work for you. If you lay it on the side, the lead on the side like this, and just use broad strokes, pressing down. Also teaches the kids to mass in using the ebony pencil. So I'm massing in those little scribbly trees that I drew to make them look more realistic. Another good thing about using the side of your pencil when you shade, it keeps you from having to sharpen it so much. So I always explain to the kids, use the side of the pencil, make broad strokes, solid, solid, solid. Their hands should probably cramp up a little if they're doing it properly. It takes muscles to do this in your hands. So I have that area, square 1 and 3 done. Now I'm going to go over to square 4 and get in this one little tree, lone tree, dark silhouette here. Okay, there we go. All right, then next I'm going to go to the middle value, and the middle value will be in his fur and in that second row of trees. So I'm going to take this area that I had outlined earlier, I don't press down as hard. I take my ebony pencil. I don't have to press down as hard this time because I'm doing the fur and it's not as dark behind that area here to show that this. And when you're shading fur and animals, you go in the direction that the fur lays on the animal. So I'm shading in the direction that the fur is laying on this wolf. Up in the forehead, the fur is here. There's a little dark middle value here around the eyes, up here around the nose, in front of this area here, here. And then I'll just kind of do a real light sketchy of the rest of the fur, and then some dots here, which I consider middle to dark value, to show where his whiskers come out. A little dark here. Okay, so now I have that middle on the fur. Next, second row of trees. I just lighten up on my grasp on the pencil. I don't press down as hard to get that middle value. My second row of trees. Here's another one in square number 4 and 2, second row. Steve, can you go get me a piece of toilet paper? Thank you. So there I have my medium and my dark values. Oh, I'm going to have the dark sky. Forgot about that, sorry. So that's in square 2. This is not as dark as the trees, but almost. So I'll go between a dark and medium, I'd say a medium dark here. And then the next, as I'm coloring this in, I can keep talking. The next value will be light, and I will use my original pencil, the yellow pencil I drew with, which is the Drawinganda or whatever you use for H lead, 4H, 2H pencil. Let me put some darks in here. Okay, I'm just scrabbling now some darks in here. Okay, now I'm going to take the regular pencil we draw with for my light value, because it's a harder lead and it's just easier to deal with than a million different pencils. So I'm going to take my light regular pencil, color in again this area, maybe shorter strokes to show a little more fur. This area. So I have my back silhouette of trees. That third row of trees, if you remember that, it's back here where I wrote the word light. What? Oh, gotta move it down so you guys can see. What? All right, I got a minute and a half, so I'm gonna really have to work fast. So once I get that light row of trees in, what I do is I take this toilet paper, which works the best, or Kleenex, and I blend everything in. Even the background, the fog, the cloud. It's not going to cover up my words, but you won't be using those in the project on the... So I really blend in everything to try to make it more solid. And then I take my favorite part of this whole project is taking my magic rub eraser and doing the cleanup, the highlights. So behind that last row of tree is a white cloud. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. That white cloud, I'm erasing it out. I'll even go over I'm erasing out the lightest areas of this project. Now I want to erase out some areas on his face that look white, on his fur that look white, this area here, and the fur on the back of his neck. 30 seconds left, and I add the highlights, and there you have it. Of course, you can make this even better if you have more time, which you do in the class. So that is it for the wildlife drawing and shading project.